In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can add text to your image. So right now, this is a collage created by a student, and you can see that all the layers over here are named properly. So the next step now is to add some text. Over on your sidebar here on your toolbar, you'll see that there is a text tool here. If you hold it down, you have different options. I'm just going to show you the horizontal tool right now, and I'm just going to click. The first thing you will notice is that it puts this lorem ipsum text on. If you're using the CC account, Photoshop, it will put lorem ipsum text on. If you're using an older version, it might just click without any text. Lorem ipsum is a dummy font used in industry, so as soon as you start typing, it will actually go away. I've typed in Los Angeles, and now with my move tool, I can click up here and move my text over. So if I want to make any changes, I have to go back to the text tool, and I can come up to my character box over here at the top. And now it's telling me that this is the font that I've chosen. This is a downloaded font already. If I want to change it, I can click on the little arrow, and I can change it to another thick font that I've downloaded. And let's just go back to the other one. And here I have, this font only has a regular font. If it had italic or bold, it would come down in this drop down menu. Here's the font size. If you had multiple rows of text, you can adjust the height. Here you can adjust the spacing between the letters if you want to have more spacing, or if you want to have less. You can see that it puts it together, and I'll just keep it at the default. If you want to stretch out your text, you can see there it is at the 300, and I'll just put it back to 100. And here's a way to stretch out the text. If I put it at 300, you can see that it's stretched out, but I'll just put it back at 100. If you want to change your color, you can click change color. Dragging up the bar on the side here will bring you up your different color values, and then you can click somewhere in between, and you can see that it's changing around. You can also color pick by just moving your cursor over top of anywhere on your image and press OK. Here you can do a faux bold. So if the font doesn't have a bold, you can actually create a faux bold, a faux italicized. You can set all of your letters to uppercase. And this one has a larger first letter and then smaller lower letters. And you can do an underline, a strike through, and whatever. So you can play around with it. The next thing that I want to show you are blending options. So if you right click, and the first thing is the blending options panel, I want you to move this over so you can see what you're doing. So all you have to do is grab the light part of the box up here and you get your blending options. First thing I'm going to do is add a stroke. So I click on the word stroke. You can pick your size. You can drag your box, and the more you go to the right, the larger it is, and the more you go to the left, the smaller it is. So let's just pick 20 for now, just so you can see what we're doing. You can position it outside, inside, center, and just for now, I'm going to go outside. You can have the opacity at 100%. You can also have it look a little bit transparent if you wanted to, and just by dragging that down. Right now, I have it as a color as my stroke. You can have gradient, and if you wanted to change the color of the gradient, you can click on here, move your box over, click on the little box at the bottom. It brings you a color swatch. Again, you can color pick if you want. And right now I have it going from blue to white. If I want to change the white one, I can change it to possibly a different blue. I can color pick over here. And then I have it kind of this blue to turquoise. Okay, I'm just going to cancel that and put it back to color. Okay, now I want to do an outer glow. So I'm going to find the outer glow, and I'm clicking on the word. I'm not just clicking on the box. You need to click on the word to be able to bring up your values here. Sometimes it defaults to soft light or overlay. I'm just gonna change it up to normal. Normal has a nice strong value. I want my opacity at 100%. I don't want any noise. I don't want those little kind of dots around it. I will pick a gray. I think a gray would be a good color for this. And I'm going to bring up my size. So bringing up the size is how large you want it to be, and bringing up the spread, you will see what happens here. It's just, do you want it to be a little bit more fuller or a little softer? So if you want it to be that softer look, have your spread down. If you want it to be fuller, you can bring it up to the right, and then you can even bring your size down so it looks almost like you have a secondary stroke. But I'm just going to have it actually softer. Okay. If you want to play around with color overlays, you can click on the word color overlay, and you might want to see what it looks like if it was blue or green or a different version of the pink. Maybe you want to bring it down a little bit. And then you can hit OK. And if you decide, no, I like the original color, you can always just uncheck that. And then I'm going to hit OK for now. And the next thing I want to show you is how to add a curve to this text. And I'm going to go up to here, which is my warp text tool. And I can put an arc on it. Again, using your move tool, you can move it down. You can go back to your text tool. You can change up the size. So right now it defaults to a 72 if I change it up from here. And I'm going to move it over, kind of center it a little bit. And if I don't like that arc, just make sure you're on the text tool, and you can go back to the top and you can change it. So maybe I'd like to have a rise. And then I'm thinking, oh, I do like this, but now it's just a little too small in the text. So I can hit OK, bring up my character box again, and I'm going to type in maybe 100 and see what that does. Closing my box, I'm going to move it over, and it's just not working right. So another option you can do is you can kind of do a manual scale by bringing up your transform box, Control T, and just kind of shifting this over. Because that's a vector, it will scale and it will still look nice and clean. The reason why this is getting that white in between is just my computer glitching. As soon as I hit enter. Okay, so that's pretty much it on how to work with the text tool. So give it a try.